Yes.
Well, Fred Byrnes. I'm going to read some poems, and I'm going to read some that were published in Moody Street Irregulars, which was published up in Buffalo, New York, by my friend Blake Joy Walsh, very nice lady. It's Kerouac newsletter. So the poem I'm going to read that I had published in that is actually called Published. On the Long Island Expressway, where many a mother, father, daughter, son met their ultimate fate, it's snowing hard and the windshield brings only temporary relief. Gray clouds, early darkness, and afternoon 60-mile-per-hour traffic. Boxed in the back seat of my 71 brown Toyota, 432 copies of my first volume of poetry. Slim as it is, it's mine. For $3 a copy, it can be yours. What happens if I get spleen crushed to death in an accident this afternoon? I could see myself on the side of the expressway, motionless, with pages of the book flapping in orderly fashion across the road, across the meridian, heading east, west, north, south. Ha ha, poetic justice or too active an imagination? Read the newspapers. I'm alone in the car until I see his face peering up at me from the latest issue of Moody Street Irregulars. You're right, Jack. This day is just another golden eternity. And a copy of Moody Street Irregulars here that I'll read from. This is called Apple Pie a la Mode for Jack Kerouac. In the all-night Charcoal Cottage diner, where drunks sleep sadly in scrambled eggs, I eat apple pie a la mode, his favorite food on the road. Its sweet taste makes me happy I'm not drunk. Jack, big sir, I know you're here tonight and each scoop of ice cream top pie. So I tell the waitress another order for my friend. She can't see you're everywhere, hiding doctor-saciously mysterious behind me. It's late, Jack. Time for home. My pie and ice cream finished. Unlike our work, our truth never finished. And I'll read another one from Moody Street Irregulars that I had published in there. A little photo of Lee Marvin. Whether that has to do with anything. This is called Hey Jack. Hey Jack, sometimes I almost forget your message. The bop, the beat, the rambling, the truth. Your search down the highways for honesty, dignity. An answer to a question most are afraid to ask. Why? Yeah, you and Neil didn't do anything wrong. In heaven, the mayor understands you both now. Hey Jack, sometimes I ride along through Northport at night. I see you in a red-black checked flannel shirt, blue jeans, hiking boots, carrying a small knapsack filled with paperbacks, walking down Ocean Avenue, heading toward Gunther's where you rejoin the working class, sipping beer, shooting pool, while typing new poems in your head and wondering why. Hey Jack, our heroes on the screen still carry guns. Hippies have become yuppies. Blue jeans are expensive. You stand during a cool autumn night on the dock at Northport, with smoke from a camel flowing from your mouth. You listen to the motionless water and stare up at the stars. Alright, read some broadsides now. This is called The Wild Man. The Wild Man wasn't really a wild man, just some guy around 40 trying to make a few bucks in a traveling carnival back in '66 when there were still traveling carnivals. He'd stand in a makeshift cage, wearing a loincloth and top hat, his big white beer belly hanging over the loincloth. Rivers of Budweiser relieved his loneliness at night after the show, where he'd growl and snarl at people who gawked at him. One night a group of teens began throwing rocks, pieces of hot dogs, more rocks, taunting him until the wild man really went wild. With curses on his breath, he easily let himself out of the cage, chased the teens, catching one, giving him a good beating. The cops came and arrested the wild man, who turned out to be John W. Stanton, no known address, former United States Marine Lance Corporal who saw action on Iwo Jima. He was given 60 days for assault in the county jail. which he found to be a pleasant experience, even though the bars of his cell were real steel. The food was rather tasty. His cellmate was a Navy vet who beat up his boss and had read everything Nelson Algren published. A sip of water here. This is called Left by a Canadian Roadside in Old Blue Jeans. A squirrel picked at a stale jelly donut. Blood flowed from the wounded man's side. He smiled at the squirrel, at life, which left him here at this roadside. The day was fine for the squirrel, enjoying a stale jelly donut. He thought about Irene, a girl from the 3rd grade. He tried to whistle "Oh, Susanna." He wondered who'd find him and wished he'd worn new jeans. It hurt to breathe. He should be mad at his trustworthy bank-robbing buddies. And this is called Shump. In the Oasis Bar, you could find swing, jazz, rock and roll, country western, folk music on the jukebox. Nobody who drank there was a millionaire or even close to it. If someone was wearing a tie, he was either on his way or coming from a wedding or funeral. There were hardly ever any fights. Everyone knew each other or pretended to know each other. The best attraction at the Oasis was a medium-sized albino bulldog named Shump, who really did look as ugly as Winston Churchill. Shump would lay in the corner of the bar and slurp beer out of a red bowl. Shump would look around and actually seem to smile at times. Some claimed he even tapped the paw in time with Hank Williams' "You're Cheating Hard." Enough beer and whiskey could make it appear that Shump was blowing on a clarinet like Benny Goodman. One afternoon, looking over at Shump, Les the bookie said to Big Red, an unemployed plumber, "Red, I'd go back to church if I could know what that dog is thinking." And the last one I'll read here tonight is called Both Sides of the Harbor for Cindy. For the hell of it, he told her that when he was in his late teens, he was beaten up on East Shore Road and West Shore Road. "That's horrible," she said. "No," he said, "it's called consistency. Give the people what they want." He likes to make her laugh. She did. 42 years after the beatings, what else could one do? It's on his paintings here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Folks, these. They gander at that one.
Oh, wow.
Here's one that would make people think. Yep. That's it.